Sometimes when I look at Merv, she just freezes and opens those huge eyes, so wide it feels like they could take over the whole room. She stays completely still, staring as if she's trying to decode something only she can see. And every now and then, she stretches her paw out slowly and taps my face, almost like she's inspecting me. That little gesture eventually became part of our routine. Merv has always had these exaggerated reactions. On many days, all it takes is a noise from the next room for her to arch her whole back, tail puffed up, like she's performing in a physical comedy show.
Oh, jeez.
That mix of alertness, surprise, and perfect timing is one of the things that make her so unique. And that's how it all started for me. First the stare, then the gestures, and slowly the realization that this cat had her own very particular way of existing inside my home. The story didn't always feel this light. I never pictured myself bringing a cat home. For a long time, whenever my wife and I talked about it, I said my heart didn't have room for any more love. But she worked in an area of Los Angeles with a lot of stray cats. And one day she messaged me asking to bring a blanket and a box. When I arrived, the scene was impossible to ignore. Merv was in an abandoned part of the park, trying to drink something that looked like a chemical liquid. The first time I picked her up, I wasn't even sure if she was a cat. She thrashed around, scratched me, and seemed ready to lose her mind inside that box.
Oh, here we go again.
It was the kind of energy only a very frightened kitten can have. Over time, her reactions began to change. Merv started walking around the house with this bold little attitude, tapping everything with her paw, sniffing objects, trying to stick her hand into cups and mugs. Whenever she saw something that caught her attention, her eyes would pop open again. And that became almost her signature. On some days, she'd show up at the top of the stairs with those huge pupils watching every move I made. I also noticed she had her own way of getting close to me. Sometimes she'd lie on my chest, press her nose against my chin, and lick a bit of my beard. Other times she'd climb right up to my face, stretch out her paw, and tap my mouth with this oddly precise little movement. I'd react with that involuntary laugh, a mix of surprise and amusement. The camera caught many of those moments, her on top of me trying not to laugh, her big eyes staring straight into the lens. Merv also has this performative side. On many mornings, she decides what I'm going to wear. She points at a sock, stares at a shirt, and keeps looking at me until I get the message. When I go take a shower, she just jumps in with me, like it's our own ritual. Between one bit of play and another, we record videos, test out sounds, and she always reacts with that physical humor only she has. As time went on, all of this became part of our life together.
I love you.
Merv runs around the house, hides behind doors, reacts to noises with that arched back stance, shares food with me, and sometimes follows along in a routine that never feels the same twice.
Oh my God.
When I lie down on the couch, she climbs onto my chest and repeats the gesture that marked everything from the beginning. The wide eyes, the huge pupils, and the paw slowly resting on my face, as if that's her way of saying, we're in this together.